Hey guys, it's Phantom, and welcome back to another episode of the Ask Phantom podcast. So, I have a lot to update you guys on when it comes to like, shifting, book updates, like shifting and book updates mainly. So it is April 19th when I am filming this. Hopefully it'll be out the same day. But, yeah, so I do have a lot to update you guys on when it comes to shifting. Also, quick introduction, as per usual. If you don't know me, hi, my name is Phantom. Hi, my name is Phantom. I am a YouTuber. I'm a YouTuber, medium, author, and all-around content creator who just happens to shift realities. So, now that that's out of the way, let's get back into this episode. So, I have a pretty big update for you guys when it comes to shifting. So, last night I shifted to my DR and I learned some things. And I learned a lot of things. From last night's shift to my Evangeline DR, which is the DR that I shift to the most. Anyway, so okay, so I was in my DR last night, and I learned a lot of information. So one thing that I learned was Jenna comes from a long line of family in the medical field. If you're wondering what Jenna does in my DR, like what her occupation is in my DR, what she does. She is she's an OBGYN, like obstetrician, gyno. And then she got like her other medical certificates for like general practitioner, pediatrics, pediatrics, etc. So she got 2 medical degrees. And fun fact, like some people actually think that it's really funny to me. some people actually think that Jenna delivered the majority of, helped deliver the majority of her patients' children, which her patients range from, range from a lot of, I guess you could say, I don't know, people in her family. It's kind of confusing. But actually, funny story. Delphine is actually Delphine and Jenna are actually 10 years apart from each other. So Jenna was born in the early 1970s. Bexy was born in the late 70s, so like 79. And Delphine was born in 1980. So yeah, Jenna actually did not deliver Delphine like a lot of people think she did. Jenna didn't deliver Delphine, but she did deliver all of Delphine's kids, pretty much. So let's see. Okay, so as you all know, Delphine and Jenna are 10 years apart. So, 10 years apart. 10 years and a couple months apart from each other. Probably... I don't know, Jenna has a winter birthday. She was born sometime in January or February, late January or mid-December, late January, somewhere around there. And Delphine was born in October of 1980, and Bexy was also born in October of 1979. So, yeah. Anyway, Jenna comes from a long line of medical professionals, doctors and stuff. In fact, Jenna's mother was a doctor, and I'm pretty sure that in my DR, Jenna explained to me that, Jenna explained to me and the rest of us that, her mom was actually the one who delivered Delphine. Was actually the one who delivered Delphine all those years ago. And then, a lot of, their colleagues were, a lot of their parents' colleagues were friends from, her friends from, med school or before med school. Because Jenna actually finished med school, in her mid to late 20s, early 30s. Because Jenna's only in her early 50s. So, yeah, but her mother and, Jenna's mother and, Jenna's mother and another one of Jenna's friends' mothers, who is married to, one of Melissa's friends, one of Melissa's longtime friends, actually went to the same med school, and were working in a teaching, they worked in like a teaching hospital facility type of area, and they oversaw a lot of births and stuff like that. And yeah, so that's basically what happened. But no, Jenna did not deliver Delphine, solely because Jenna was 10. Jenna was 10 when Delphine was born. So, yeah. And also, Jenna's mother probably wouldn't necessarily let her daughter sit in on a live birth. So, probably wouldn't let her daughter sit in on a live birth. So, yeah, Jenna did not oversee Delphine's delivery or deliver Delphine. Anyway, like, I thought that was kind of funny that, like, some people think that Jenna oversaw Delphine's birth, but it's like, no, Jenna's like in her early 50s, which would have made her 10, which would have literally made her 10 and in 5th grade in 1980. She was in 5th grade. She was in her, second month of school when, Delphine was born, so, or, like, barely into her second month. When Dee Dee was born. So, there's no way that she delivered Dee Dee. There's no way that she helped deliver Dee Dee. Her mom, Jenna's mom, Lydia, delivered Delphine. She worked for, like, her mother worked for a long time before she decided to retire. But essentially, Jenna's mom retired eventually. I mean, Jenna's mom is still alive, but she just doesn't work. She just doesn't work in a hospital. And doctor's office. Anymore. So, yeah, that's basically basically what happened with that. Other than Delphine, Jenna did deliver all of Delphine's siblings, though. Well, like all of their younger siblings is what I'm trying to say. So, like, Jenna's mom delivered Delphine and Bexy. Helped deliver Delphine and Bexy. And, then Jenna delivered Sophie, Angie, and pretty much all the other rest of the kids with one of her colleagues. Who she is still friends with to this day. I mean, would I say that blood bothered Jenna? Not really. I mean, her mom was a medical professional. You know, her mom worked in the medical field. So, like, blood and that type of like gory stuff didn't really bother her. Like, bodily fluids did not bother Jenna at all. I'm pretty sure Jenna did have siblings, but if she does, she doesn't really see them very often. I'm not saying that, she has a bad, I'm not saying that she has, like, a bad relationship. I'm just saying, they don't have the time to see each other. Like, if Jenna did have siblings, which she probably does. And they were all 70s babies, most likely. Like, all of her siblings were 70s babies. Her mom most likely had, like, 3 kids, like, Jenna being the oldest, and then 2 more, and then 2 more kids. Probably, like, 2 more girls. So, yeah, like, her mother probably had, like, 3 girls. Wanted a boy, but, wanted a boy as well to, like, even it out, but they decided, not they decided not to have a baby boy. So they were just happy with, they were just happy with 3 girls. Anyway, but yeah, Jenna didn't deliver Delphine. Would have been cool if she did, but she wasn't an adult until like 1988. So she wasn't an adult until like 8 years after Delphine was born. So yeah, she couldn't have delivered D. So yeah, anyway, I do have new books coming out soon. I do have like I do have a couple new books coming out. I did finish a cover for one. And then I'm working on another book cover. I can tell you the titles of the books though. One of the books is called Motherly Ways. One of the books is called Motherly Ways. It's kind of about Delphine, and you know, Delphine being like the motherly sibling to her siblings, obviously. And obviously to her own, you know, and obviously mothering her own children. But, yeah, I do have a book coming called Motherly Ways. And then I have another book coming that's more focused on like Delphine, you know, like it kind of starts out toward the end of Delphine's second pregnancy with her son Ryder, who she had in 2012. By the way, by 2012, Delphine had like two kids. She had a 15-year-old daughter at the time, and yeah, she had a 15-year-old, like, you know, 14, almost 15-year-old daughter at the time, and then she had a son named Ryder. Mind you, Delphine was pretty young when she had her first. She was 32 when she had her second child. She was like late teens, early, you know, late teens. She took a break. She didn't have a kid for like 15 years. She was in her late teens when she had her first. She didn't have a kid for 15 years. And then in 2012, okay, the reason why Delphine didn't have another child for that long amount of time was because, you know, she wanted to focus on her siblings and her career and her daughter and like her eldest child, Farah. So yeah, like the fact that she was like, you know, taking charge of her siblings' upbringing, like helping out her mom, like helping out her parents, that was the reason why she didn't add another baby into the mix until 2012, until she knew she was ready. And then she had a few more, then she had like 3 more kids. Or she had 3 more kids, and then she had 5 more kids like years after that. But like not one after the other. So yeah, that's basically why Delphine didn't have kids for 15 years, and she was fine. She was fine not having she was fine not having kids back to back. Like, you know, her siblings took up most of her time. Like, she was kind of trying to get used to what it would be like to have multiple, you know, to have more children. And she kind of helped out her parents while they were at work, because Delphine worked nights. Like, no, not anymore. Like, she works days and nights, but she has like there's like two parts to her career. She didn't become a fashion designer until like the 2010s. So like when her sister was, I think she didn't become a fashion designer until she didn't become like a professional fashion designer until 2014. So when her sister decided to take a leap of faith and open and start a boutique business, which then turned into an enterprise, or or not an enterprise, a fashion empire. So yeah, that's basically what Delphine was doing. But yeah, she did eventually have more. She did eventually have more kids. She stopped at 6 kids, like in her early 40s. She stopped at 6 kids in her early 40s because she was done. And she was content and happy. Like, she only had I think about 5 of her kids. She only had about 5 of her kids living at home because her eldest daughter is like in her 20s. Her eldest daughter is 24 now. Or yeah, her eldest daughter would be 24. So yeah, Delphine's a mom of 4, a sister to several siblings. She's an aunt, and she is a grandma, so she's got her hands full. Yeah, she doesn't want any more. She doesn't want any more kids. Like, 6 is enough for her. She's kind of surprised that her little sister can handle a big family, because she could probably never do it. Well, she could do it, but like, her big family stems from her siblings. Her big family. Okay, so Delphine's big family. I would say that Delphine has a big family because, I mean, she does have 6 kids. 5 of her kids are living at home with her. 5 of her kids are living at home with her, and her eldest has a family, and her eldest daughter has a family of her own, which makes her a grandmother. So, yeah, Delphine is a grandmother of 2, a mom of 6, a mom of 6. She is a poly mom. So, yeah, she is a poly mom, which basically means polyamorous they are, polyamorous parenting. So that's kind of how they do things. That's kind of how they run things in their household. So, yeah, like her children's ages range from, you know, the eldest being Farah, who's like in her 20s. Ryder is, he's 10. He's 10, but in like Ryder is 10, but I don't know, probably like 5th, 6th grade maybe. Delphine's kids are online schooled pretty much. Farah was online schooled for like the rest of high school. She went to like a prep school. It was a college preparatory school. So it was like the size of a college campus. It was pretty big. It looked somewhat small, but it was actually big. So she went to like a preparatory school, and then she continued with online charter, and she graduated almost 3 years early. She was, I think, 17. She was 17 when she graduated, so she graduated pretty early. She graduated when she was 17, which isn't uncommon for people that are in online school. It's not uncommon to graduate early. She just wanted to graduate early because she was over high school, and she had other opportunities going for her, so she just wanted to graduate early. Anyway, so yeah, like the age range of her kids range from, early to mid 20s to like 10, almost 11 to, and like it goes down the line. But Ryder does like online. Ryder would do online school as well, which made him ahead of a lot of his peers. So he had like accelerated. He goes to like this accelerated charter school, or he takes like accelerated courses in his online school. So, well, yeah, it's like accelerated at your own pace. It's accelerated but at your own pace. So some of his courses were accelerated, and then others were, at his own pace so that he could get ahead. But like technically he would probably, like, at the rate that Ryder would be going in school, like he's 10. He's like 10 years old, or he's almost 10, doing like he's basically almost 10, and he's a 6th grader. and he'd be a 6th grader. I know it doesn't seem like it fits, but again, online school is a lot different. Online school is a lot different than the than like in-person schooling. So he could get ahead. He can get as far ahead as he wants. So he's like a grade ahead. he's like finishing his, so he's basically finishing his 5th grade year, and by the time like May, June rolls around, he'll be in 6th grade. So yeah, that's basically how his school would be going. Mind you, they did skip like or like they didn't skip a few grades. They actually skipped like grades lower than 1st grade. So like he started 1st grade when he was about 5. Like he started 1st grade when he was about 5. Started 1st grade when he was about, I guess, he didn't start 1st grade when he was 5, but he did skip like kindergarten and like before, like anything before that, but he did start 1st grade pretty early. He started in the summertime, like with small classes, and then he actually started school in September, but he was like ahead because his school basically allowed him to kind of like have like these workbooks and everything so that he could get on track and know what he was learning. So yeah, that's basically how their schooling went, and I think Delphine would be that type of person to keep her kids enrolled in like virtual schooling, just because it works good for her family. But yeah, I do have a few more books coming out, so stay tuned for those. Anyway, that's all I really wanted to update you guys on. When it comes to my shifting, when it comes to shifting and book updates. So yeah, I think that's a good stopping point for now. So I hope you guys enjoyed this episode of the podcast. If you did, if you are watching this on YouTube, be sure to leave a like, comment, and please subscribe to the podcast channel on YouTube, or the Ask Phantom channel on YouTube, the podcast channel on YouTube, Ask Phantom podcast channel on YouTube, and subscribe wherever you got your podcasts. So yeah, that's pretty much it for this podcast episode. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye, guys.